Hello friends, Constance here from Cosmopolitan Cornbread. Welcome back to the Mountain Homestead. So today I am going to share a little bit of a haul with y'all. Those of you who've been around for a while know that I love going antiquing. It is one of my hobbies, and even though we don't have a lot of space in our home, there's still great things to find and great things to bring home. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, just like my last house, I have sort of the same thought here. If I had a bigger house, oh, the things I could bring home. So yesterday I went to Ozark, Arkansas, which is a town here nearby, and went to an antique store that I have been to before. I absolutely love it. It's called Riverview, if I remember correctly. I was actually killing a little bit of time because I was doing a photo shoot for a dear friend. Her daughter's graduating, and so I was taking some photos of her. And we were meeting, but I had some time to kill. So I went to the antique store, and oh, there were so many wonderful, wonderful things there. Of course, lots of things I didn't need. Although there is one thing that, if it is still there when I go back to that antique store again, because I know I'll go there again, it will probably have to come home with me. But I went looking for some very specific things. I have certain things in mind that I am wanting to find, and that's usually what I do. I mean, sometimes I'll go antiquing just for the fun of it because I just love to do that. Even if I don't buy anything, I love just walking through antique stores and seeing all of the interesting things. Um, but I did have some specific things that I was looking for, and I did find a couple of them. Um, First of all, I have a project that I'm wanting to do as soon as I have time to do some sewing. Uh, and and for that project, I am looking for old quilts. You know, the quilts that aren't in the greatest condition. Maybe they're torn, but most of the quilt is in good shape, or maybe they've got some stains, which is not a big deal. I can work with that. But I was looking for some old quilts, and I found some things that will work great. First, let me show you this. Now, I was looking for homemade quilts, handmade quilts. This is not a handmade quilt, but it is 100% cotton. It is in great condition. Um, it's a store-bought one. It's got the matching pillow shams. But let me tell you, for the price, who can't use a quilt for $20? Like queen size quilt, 20 bucks, perfect condition. I couldn't find a single stain on it. We always need an extra quilt around here. And so for that price, I could not pass down even a store-bought quilt. 20 bucks with the matching pillow shams. Now, I also went to two other places there in Ozark. One of them, it was called something Rusty's. I cannot remember the name of it. And that is another great place to go exploring and finding some great things. And in that one, I did find a beautiful handmade quilt. And I thought this is perfect for the project that I'm going to do. However, it's actually in such good shape, I don't want to cut this into pieces. So I'm just keeping this quilt. It is beautiful. I love all of the different colors in it. It's a classic patchwork style quilt. So this one will be saved. This one is not going to be cut into pieces for my project. Now that said, I did find some pieces for my project. Quilt tops, handmade, finished quilt tops, which is the top layer of a quilt that just hasn't been quilted and had the backing put on. And I thought, you know what? This is what we're going to use. It's got all different colors. It's all, I don't know the name of this quilt pattern, but it's got like a starburst kind of shape. All different colors. And I decided that I would use these for my project. That way I'm not cutting up a completed quilt. to do this, and I thought this will give an unfinished quilt top a new life, and it'll be perfect for what I'm planning. And I actually got two of them. That one, now that one was in perfect condition. There's not a single stain anywhere on it. However, this one, it's a different pattern. This one's kind of a checkerboard design. It does have some stains though, even though it is an unfinished quilt top. It looked like something got some rust on it or something like that. What I'm going to do with both of these quilt tops is I'm going to tea stain them, which is simply where you put them in a great big pot with some black tea that kind of makes all of the white that sort of beigey tan color and makes them look old. And so that is what I'm going to do. That way, you know, the stains that are on the white bits here and there on this quilt top aren't going to be a big deal. And then I also went to a third shop there in Ozark. Um, I forget the name of it, but I'll put the names of all of these shops in the video description down below. And I found something that I thought I cannot pass this up. This mixing bowl. So this mixing bowl is made by a company called McCoy. I don't know if they're still around or not, but it was made in America. Usually it is oven safe. It's a nice, big, durable mixing bowl. And while, yes, I do have all of those amazing enameled ware, speckled enamelware bowls that I use all the time, I don't actually have any ones like this. And I've kind of been wanting one. And this particular bowl, when you find it for sale places, antique stores, Etsy, eBay, whatever, on average, this thing costs around $100. Y'all, I got this for 17 bucks. Who could pass that up, right? And then the last thing I got, many of you know I don't celebrate traditional Christian holidays. I celebrate biblical feasts, and I also celebrate things like Hanukkah. And I found a Hanukkah book. Where is baby's dreidel? This is so cute. And so I thought this would be great for Willow to read when she gets a little bit bigger. So that is my first antique haul here in Arkansas. I do have two other things that I purchased recently, but I will share about those at another time. They are tied with the project that I mentioned that I wanted those quilt tops for. So you'll just have to watch and see what that is going to be. Thanks for hanging out with me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance at Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.